Hi, this is Romilly with Golden Circle Designs, and today we're going to learn fly stitch on our embroidery basics class. Fly stitch is an interesting one because it's also known as a Y stitch, and it can look like Y's or V's or various things. You can line them up really tight together, space them out, change the direction. This is a stitch that I really suggest that you take a piece of fabric, piece of doodle cloth, and just play with after you've picked it up, because it can get so many different variations that it's worth looking at. So with our right hand, let's start there. We're going to go down here and we're going to start making a fly stitch. We're going to make it going right to left, and in this case we'll run a couple that way. And you just come up. It's one of the looped stitches, although it doesn't really look like a loop. Go straight across horizontally. The reason it's a looped stitch is we're going to leave that loop and come up lower than the stitch that we just made, so that we're pulling it out of alignment. So there's a little V. This stitch can be as short or as long as you want. And there's your fly stitch. And then you can come back up here and straight across, up a little bit further down, and stitch it there. Now this was a little bit spaced away, spaced a little bit farther apart. You can put them right next to each other, just down a little bit, and coming up with a little back stitch, and you'll have a nice little line that can pretend to be anything from seaweed to a border. And they can be close together so that all of these stitches touch, like these two, or that they are spaced out. The other direction, you can stitch it sideways so that it's up and down. With this thread, that one might be a better size. They can be shorter, so that they're almost horizontal lines. They can be close together and long. Now, looking at it and playing with it now, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, well, let's see, I could go up here and over here and bring it here and put a relatively long tail on that. And that looks kind of like a champagne glass. If I put another line across here, just another straight stitch, and maybe one at the top, or fill it with French knots or something, and I've got a little glass. All sorts of variations. And that's the right-handed fly stitch. So we'll pull this back up here, and we'll switch over here to the left hand. And we're going to start on this corner, and we're going to make fly stitches like we did here. Oops, left-handed. Fly stitches, if you know where you're going with them, are relatively easy to do with a sewing motion. You can go down and bring it up where you want the bottom to end. And there's your first one. And again, I can make it narrow. So I've got one fly stitch with a short tail, and I can come up just below it and make another one, keeping the tails close together so that the tails are tight. You can make a row of those and fill in a border. This gives you a lot of texture because you've got the up and down, the V part, and you've got this line going through the middle of it. You can change the shape of fly stitches to fit inside a leaf shape. And like the other one, you can go vertically, like I did with the right hand. Up and down. Or from here, we can go this direction, and it can be narrow with a long tail. And then narrow with a long tail, or wide and not as deep. Oops. With a long tail and a cross piece. And now I've got a little wine glass here. But that's fly stitch, and I really encourage you to take this one and go play with it. Just don't worry about a finished product at all. Just see what it does, because it's really versatile and it's a lot of fun. And combined with stem stitch or some of the other line stitches, you can create almost anything. So hopefully we'll see you next week. Bye.